I'm doing what Alan Watts did for 30 years, which is just record himself drinking and talking to people. And it's a pretty good life, you got to say. If you could pull off an Alan Watts Ishmael, like you will be a lot happier. And I hope that my hypnosis improves your mood. I hope my hypnosis makes you shut the fuck up and you go silent. I was dating this chick a couple summers ago, and she told me that her ex-boyfriend, whenever he smoked weed, he would stop talking, and she fucking hated it. And I was like, like when I smoke weed, I'm like hyperverbal. But then once you study wisdom and you realize the power of silence, and like I thought it was so funny because like basically he was trolling her and just like becoming the observer as opposed to like being his identity or personality. So he was going into trance state while listening, while like being with her, and she couldn't stand that he would just like refuse to communicate with her verbally. Yeah, that relationship didn't last. Anyways, yeah, she's a real fucking bitch, real puta. I paid for everything. We went to this big concert, and then as we're waiting for our taxi, she started talking to some guy, and like I think she even gave him gave him her number. She was pretty intoxicated, but nonetheless, I was paying for everything, and I was like, so she was talking to this guy and flirting with him and having a good old time as we're waiting for the Uber, and I'm talking to her girlfriends, and I'm sitting there watching her, interact with this guy. And so then I actually canceled the Uber that we were waiting for. And I was like, wait a minute, am I really going to pay for all of this while this girl is like buttering up this guy and she should be over here talking to me? I was like, I'm just going to cancel this Uber. These girls are going to fucking have a shitstorm. So I canceled the Uber and we're waiting there for like 15 minutes. And they're like, Jesus, John, how much longer is this fucking Uber? And I was like, I don't know. Go ask, I don't even remember her name anymore. Let's just say Sarah. I was like, I don't know, go ask Sarah. And they're like, and I was like, actually, you know what? I just realized I canceled the Uber. And they're like, why the fuck would you do that? I was like, well, because the girl that I'm kind of dating and like, I'm seeing, like, she's over there talking to the guy. I'm like, why would I pay for an Uber if she, and they're like, fuck you. And then they're like, we're going to call our own fucking Uber. And then they run up to her and they're like, hey, Sarah, your fucking guy over there canceled the fucking Uber. She's like, ugh, what? Why? So she comes up to me and then starts buttering me up, and then I'm like, you're with me again. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna go home with that guy. Yeah, did you give? I was like, do you want me to call the Uber again? Are we back on? She's like, yes, of course, call the Uber. I was like, okay. That's how that went down at this like country western fair. I'm not gonna get angry, and this is the great reflection is that women are gonna make you angry, and if you're the real guru, you just don't get angry. Uncle Ruckus is here. What up?
Bro, why are you weird?
Why am I weird? What you want to co-host a weird
First, you
show?
were talking to yourself. What are you rehearsing for?
I'm not. I got two rooms going over here, Uncle Ruckus. I'm not sitting here talking to myself.
Why do you do this?
Why do you do what you do, Uncle Ruckus?
I'm just saying, like, what's your aim? Like,
What is your aim? These are all self-reflection problems, questions you need to answer for yourself, brother.
I mean, we have an aim. What's your aim?
You tell me your aim first, then I'll tell you my aim.
Are you growing your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. How many subs do you have?
5,000.
5,000. Great. Right? Of those 5,000, how many are paying you?
I don't know. YouTube pays me $15 for every 1,000 views I generate.
And how many views do you normally generate every month?
Um, about 300,000. So, yeah,
Show me your YouTube, bro. I can see this shit.
it's Adrian Dittman.
300,000 is what you make on YouTube.
Yeah. So, what's 30 times 15?
Hold on. 300, 300.
How are we gonna have an intellectual conversation if you can't even do 30 times 15 in your head?
I'm asking you
What's
about
30
the
times
monthly views,
10?
bro.
Just tell me this. What is 30 times 10?
No, that's 300.
Oh my God. You didn't even graduate high school, did you?
30 times 10 is 300, stupid fuck.
Oh, okay. What's 100 times 100? No biggie. That's right. That's what Diddy said.
That was nice of Biggie. Oh, this is you?
That's me, Adrian Dittman, man. I'm trans, bro, but in my head.
You don't have no fucking 300,000 subs, bro.
No, it's not 300,000 subs, 300,000 views a month.
You don't get that a month. You get like one, two a video.
No, check out my other account, $1 a date. My number one video is called "The Biggest Penis a Girl Has Ever Fucked."
Dollar a day?
Yeah, $1 a date. It's a dating company that I started. It's no longer in operations though. I'll post it. I'll just post the video because it's my most viewed
Dollar a
video.
day, Ryan Bingham?
No. Unfortunately, well, I could probably try to download the videos. I can't get access to this account anymore. I really need to figure out how to get back in. But this number one video has 3.8 million views. This account has 4.4 thousand subscribers. It just keeps growing. I'm kind of like at the state where I'm like letting go of the past. And, because you can't really create a new future until you've moved on from the past. And, I mean, life. Look at Diddy, man. The guy's worth $1 billion, and he's gonna rot in jail the rest of his life. Where did all the work and all the money get you? If you're just a criminal psychopath, it gets you into jail eventually. If you're not lucky, if you're super lucky, you die a rich criminal king. Even Al Capone had a miserable death. Everybody fucks it all up because they end up abusing people, and they're angry people, and they're toxic people. And so that's my point about this app, where it's like you can be free because you're not just constantly trying to create scams or rip people off. Knowledge and philosophy and wisdom is a free business, and you can make a lot of money by helping people re-educate. I think, education is one of the best businesses anyone can go into, especially if it's genuine and real education, which is in real books. It's out there, just sitting there waiting for people to redistribute. Ebooks, audiobooks, all these things are, great endeavors to take up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good shit.
Yeah, I mean, the spoken word and what people say on Clown House is really fun and interesting, and it's a great psychological observation, safe space. I mean, you can witness the entire culture of America in just a couple hours, and then you can converse with internationals who are also laughing at America and what America is doing. Apparently, everyone overseas wants Trump to get elected. If you do international opinion polls on the political situation in the US, a large majority of people overseas want Trump to win because they view Kamala as being a chaos agent and that she will bring war to the world. That's how people view Kamala internationally.
I mean, I thought everybody likes Kamala Harris internationally.
Not people who are concerned about war and think they know the truth.
Yeah, but that's not the majority of people. Biggest penis, $1 a day. Okay. Biggest penis is 16 fucking years ago.
I know, isn't that crazy? That's my number one YouTube video, 16 years ago. And that's what America's interested in, is biggest penis.
Bro, 16 years ago.
That's a whole lifetime, isn't it? I could have had a kid at this point. I could have had a 16-year-old in high school or college. Instead, I was shooting Diddy videos.
The guy
You were
next
Diddy.
in the car next to
You
me
were
is
Diddy. You were
shaving his
Diddy
face
Jr.
with an electric shaver. He's driving a company car for a Vital Delivery Solutions. Is that sanitary or not sanitary?
You should respect a man for paying close attention to his personal grooming standards. No shame there.
So they think Kamala is an agent of chaos, huh?
She's 100% mixed up into a Babylonian sex cult.
Kamala Harris?
Oh yeah.
What is the name of the other room And who is in it?
It's called the Adrian Dittman Show, and Uncle Ruckus is helping me mod it. And Uncle Ruckus, I have another room going called Intel Incels with Ishmael and Evital.
Who the hell is that?
There's just more Clown House users.
Why are you utilizing? Why are you running two separate rooms like this?
Oh, well, look, your fellow
What are you
N-word.
doing with your life?
Agreed.
He's asking you, Uncle Ruckus. Ishmael knows me pretty well. He knows that I'm doing nothing.
You with my life, Ishmael. I'm doing you.
Oh, congratulations. Well, welcome to the
I'm
party.
doing you.
Welcome to the soiree.
You wash my back.
Yeah, wash my back. Come over here. Wash my back.
What do you need?
Thanks for coming around, Uncle Ruckus, but we don't want to record no children talking about what they eating. Motherfucking diddy.
Alright, it's possible that the other room was better.
Evital is here. Welcome, Evital, to Intel Incels, where we are discussing political communication. We are discussing anger management. We are discussing really anything and everything. So welcome to the show. So, Trigger Happy, welcome. Sanskrit person down there, welcome. Janice and Uranus, aka Chris, welcome. Welcome.
That's a very warm and amazing welcome, Adrian. Amazing. I'm confused why Chris's name on Clubhouse isn't Uranus.
I know, I was thinking, what does it say it is? You're a star. Boy, BBB. Yeah, look at his chat history. Capital Economic Theory and Science. Trump won the debate. Kamala is a loser. False flag 9/11 truth. Vote communism. Kamala and Waltz. Chilling podcast. Learning French language by Doctor. Clinton, Obama, Bush, Kamala, Nazi terrorists. God, who wrote all these titles? These are fucking crazy. It sounds like Adrian Dittman wrote those. Is Adrian Dittman really Elon Musk? That's what people keep saying. Okay, Uncle Ruckus is back. He's done taking care
And
of
why'd you
his
shoot me
family
down to the
activities.
goo?
Because your daughter, little kid, was in the fucking recording.
What's wrong with what the fuck? Call me the parent agent.
I know. We try to keep children's voices off of our recordings. Sorry, is there something you want to tell your fellow Clown House users, Uncle Ruckus?
Clown House. Oh, so you rock with Oscar and them?
I'm the CEO. Oscar's my president. That's a startup.
Oh, okay. So you are John Kidover, correct?
Correct. Yep.
I figured that. Okay, cool.
Yep. Oscar is the president.
Why were there rumors going around about you?
Because I create rumors about everybody else. So eventually people start creating rumors about me.
What's the rumor?
I'm not so sure.
So Oscar is your little minion?
He's the president. I'm the CEO. That doesn't make him my minion. That makes him the president of my corporation.
It's a nice word for minion.
Well, that's just like your opinion, sir.
He does your bidding. I get it.
Does my bidding? No, Oscar's a free man. He's the president. He can do what he wants to do. I have full faith and credit and trust in the president of Clowntown. Now you, sir, are a highly disagreeable person. Ishmael, what did you call it earlier? A high conflict person?
High conflict person, HCP.
HCP. That's what Uncle Ruckus. That's what you are. Do you think so? Yes or no? Your answer.
I believe so.
Oh shit. Okay. Well.
We call it the negative effect.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 people are HCP.
Yep. Oh, Atris Mayor Pekar is here. Hi, Atris. What a beautiful PTR. Are you getting ready for Halloween? He is. Okay, so this has also been an X recording titled Anger, High Conflict, and Personality Analysis with Dr. Adrian Dittman, as well as President Donald Trump. We're so glad you came to the Adrian Dittman Show in the Joe Rogan Experience. This is King James LeBron telling you to freak off. I've been to a Diddy party. Have you been to a Diddy party? Ain't nothing like a Diddy party. Nothing like a Diddy party. Nothing. Did you see Jason Momoa diddling all these young girls doing triangle Illuminati signs with his hands? What is up with Jason Momoa? I thought
I didn't. Where did you see that?
it's all on X. Apparently, Jason Momoa doesn't want people to see him touching some young girl's chest. Yeah, that is not fake news. Jason Momoa was rubbing this young girl's chest and like she moved his hand away and looked at him like, what the fuck are you doing? He took some photo for some show or for one of his movies or something with these two young girls. And then there's other videos of him with these young girls doing triangle hand signs. Dude, this shit about Oprah is crazy. Oh my God. I'm telling you, Diddy's arrest is like, it's definitely the biggest news story of 2024. This is our Jimmy Savile moment because this is what everyone has always been talking about, Hollywood. And if this case is as big with Diddy, that means there's other major Diddies out there. Diddy's not the only one.
This is a cover-up job, Adrian.
I
It's like the Epstein. They're collecting all the high-power information to cover it up.
Right.
J-Lo was on the Oprah. You saw the Oprah Kamala. It's a cringe special. J-Lo was on that. Ben Stiller. Let me think. There was another one who was Diddy adjacent. They're all still cavorting around. It's nice to see people deleting their Twitters, but a lot of these, they're just waiting for Kamala to win, Adrian.
Yeah, that's the game plan. And she's gonna win. I'm telling you that Alex Soros has the fix.
What's going to happen here? It's anyone's guess. I hope Diddy, there's some whistleblowers that bring out the real heavy Diddy tapes. That would be wonderful. Maybe the good guys already have some of the stuff.
Well, the FBI is in possession of the Epstein videos, so they're already in possession of the most damning material to the political elite as well as the celebrity elite. And the Diddy cover up is not just containing the contamination or the files because they have spread. Apparently, it said that Diddy was selling the Bieber rape video for $500,000. So if you buy a video like that, I mean, you're going to jail. So it's all the associates. So if they don't actually make any more arrests, then this is just a cover up of communication by the Southern District attorney. So that whole thing is a press show or a propaganda puff piece to make it look like Diddy's being prosecuted and is being charged, and that when he says nothing is off the table. Well, that means everything's off the table. That's exactly what that means. So this is a huge cover-up operation. Diddy is the nexus or the node for the largest black supremacist, racist, violent psycho-criminal gangster and godfather in human American history. I mean, he is the Jimmy Savile, James Epstein, or he is the Jimmy Savile, Weinstein, Epstein guy. That's their guy. And because of the way people want to be with social equity virtue signaling. They all wanted to be in Diddy's graces until they found out the truth that he was a monster animal, and that he wants slaves. He wants ownership over you. He wants to feel powerful, and he achieved all those things. But he's an F word, N word, and he's sitting in jail right now, and he can't get bail, and he thinks everything is racist, and he's pissed. And this is the universal system of justice, where no matter how hard you try, you can't really win unless you're an actually sincere good person. Eventually, your wickedness will destroy you. I mean, it's all there in the scripture. It's all there. You basically reverse psychologize yourself into destruction. Uh, you know. Anyways, you can click on. Let me see if I can find the business success secrets for you. Because if you haven't heard Diddy talk about his philosophy, he goes into an hour-long TED Talk about what is success. And it's so cringe and ghetto and gangster and psychotic because he's basically a bipolar manic and he thinks that he is God. And he's telling the audience that you're all effed and you're all F's and N's unless you're like me, and that you know the truth of the self, and that we don't even understand. So he's very advanced psychologically, but he used all his power for evil and manipulation, abuse, and recording people. Yes, people accuse me of doing the same thing here on Clown House. But all I'm doing is live streaming myself in my mom's basement in my underpants while I drink Miller High Life with a little OJ and a joint. I'm not actually recording Barack Hussein Obama stick his penis in a young black male prostitute's booty hole while everybody looks on and cheers him on because they're all now involved in a criminal sex cult of rape, desecration, blackmail, murder, mayhem, chaos. That's not me. That's not me. But that's Diddy. Listen to some of the titles. Let me just read to you some of the titles because this is all ghetto psychotics. This is bubonic ebonics. Listen to these titles. It was a gorgeous night. Happy birthday, Diddy. Everything is centered around him. It's all narcissistic behavior. World premiere of Diddy Bop. Diddy, Jada, and the Locks. Jada, what is that one? That's 50. Some of these videos are 15 years ago. Very old videos. Y'all gonna learn today.
It's probably Jada Kiss, the rapper.
Ass on the floor. Bitch assness outbreak at Diddy's house. The greatest gift in the world. DJ Khaled's birthday celebration hosted by me. Isn't that kind of like an insincere birthday wish? It's like his birthday, but it's still about me, huh? The Combs family vacation to Dubai, part 1. This is the funniest thing. I guarantee you he wants to delete his YouTube because this is basically documentation of everywhere he went, everyone he associated himself with. 48 hours with Diddy. Diddy party next door. Sex in the Porsche visualizer. Diddy nasty interlude. Diddy blog introducing new SJ collection and logo. Diddy and Wiz Khalifa are live. Diddy, Metro Boomin'. The Weeknd, 21 Savage, Creepin'. Can you hear the angels calling? P. Twitty TV, episode number 42. We did it! 1 million followers. How I come up with Ciroc flavors. That one's actually probably worth watching. I would like to watch that one. P. Twitty TV, episode number 8, Saturday Night with Diddy. That's when he's with his two little, twin girls that are apparently his kids. Diddy featuring Bryson Tiller, Gotta Move On. Diddy humbly prepares for the Oscars, and it's the most inhumble thing that you've ever seen. Minneapolis Coming Home tour show footage, behind the scenes. This is my block. That's from 13 years ago, exclamation, exclamation. This is my block. That's like Marlo from the Wire. See, this is why he actually is a legitimate, successful gangbanger, street hustler, psychotic, mental criminal, deviant. Bugatti Boys announcement. Diddy stories. Mexico for my birthday. P. Twitty TV, episode number 27. Diddy speaks out on the recent outbreak of bitch-assness. That one would be a really good one to watch too. Then he's got La Premiere. Then Grammy Weekend Black Renaissance. Ooh, that's a good one too. Ugh. See, I'm telling you, this is why if I were to create a movie about Diddy and just record his YouTube, it will become a very popular YouTube video when YouTube takes down his YouTube. Because this is all just like incredible research into criminal psychopathology. P. Twitty TV episode number 9. My son Christian likes to dance too. Oh shit, his son is bisexual. Because his dad said so. P. Twitty TV episode number 39. Diddy versus the Arctic Monkeys. Sean Diddy Combs presents Revolt TV. Welcome to Love's YouTube premiere after party. Now this is something interesting. This is a premium YouTube video, but you have to subscribe to his YouTube and pay the monthly fee to get access to his premium content. I bet you that would be the best shit to film because that is what people don't have access to. I'm gonna pin that. If somebody wants to pay for this and view whatever the premium content he has on YouTube, that would be some great fucking content. This should be worth gold because even the media they're not publishing any of this stuff. They're like, don't talk about Diddy. Don't say nothing about Diddy. Don't report on it. Nothing. Because, there's a probability that he gets out, especially after the election. Anyways, but that is Diddy's premium content. And you can see he represents himself as Lord Lucifer, Satan, the Red Devil. There it is. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it. So going back to his titles. Off the Grid. Apparently he wanted to get away. Diddy Gotta Move. Another one of me, Diddy. Diddy Gotta Move On. Puff Daddy and the Family. Diddy Act Bad. Diddy Move On. Puff Daddy and the Family, Blow, a Check. Diddy Gotta Move On. Inside My 50th Birthday Party. So I would say that the people at his 50th birthday party are definitely co-conspirators, and it's Barack Hussein Obama. It's, what's that guy? Dr. Dre, Jay-Z. Actually, I don't know if that's Barack Obama on the left there, but it looks like him. But that's his 50th birthday party video. That's a really good one. All the Kardashians. It's like a testament to his sex crew, basically. If you've been involved in sex parties with him, you're a swinger. That's what he really was running. He was running a swinging business, is what he's doing. And that's what they accused Roger Stone of being involved in. But apparently he went to a swinger party. And, people have sex, responsibly. But they don't blackmail each other and rape young boys. This is maybe what some people do. I'm sure there's many, many examples. So he's got another video. It's called Closer to God. That's with Teyana Taylor. That was 11 months ago. And that music video sucks. And then Puff Daddy and the Family, Auction featuring Lil' Kim, the Love album, Off the Grid, Diddy Moments, Meet Biggie Jr. and Diddy Jr. That was 15 years ago. Diddy Freestyle. The most popular views is one from 2 years ago. It's Diddy featuring Bryson Tiller, Gotta Move On. That's 23 million views. Next one has 9.1 million, Gotta Move On. So Diddy Gotta Move On, Bryson Tiller, 2 years ago, 6 million views. Now, if you go to his shorts, God, this guy is a prolific YouTuber. Not prolific. He's got a lot of shorts, but not many. Let's see the most popular one. 1.6 million views. It looks like him dancing after he gets off of his black Lear jet. This guy is extraordinarily wealthy. Oh my God, you should see some of these. These are really satanic shit right here. Yeah, this shit is really cringe and scary and really crazy. And people can call it art if you want, but it is a reflection of his inner personality, which is demonology, wickedness, and do what thou wilt, be evil, and that's how he views manifestation. So check that out. I'm hoping that the gallery pick renders. Nope. So this has been Intel Incels. We've also been live streaming this on YouTube and X. This is Adrian Dittman with Elon Musk. Let's see here. Let's see the comments. Read the bio. Groovy Chris. Allahu Akbar. Groovy Ishmael. Greatest fucking story. Who canceled our Uber? He is probably rushing. Hollywood is sick. Jimmy Savile. Diddy's no better. Can you read this chapter from Fanged Numina by Nick Land, chapter Kabbalah 101? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'll pin it to the room. Okay, this is a reading of the link, and then I'm going to shut this down because I've got some work to do. I'm a plumber, I'm a painter. Okay, this is archive.org. Fanged Numina. Wait, what did he say? Oops. What did you write? Kabbalah 101. Nick Land, chapter. Wait a minute. Chapter title Kabbalah 101. Page 591. Man, this Internet Archive is nice. I can't believe this thing is still in business. You know, they say that the Internet Archive is like transcribing or putting that woman's videos who like filmed television for like 40 years. The something project. I'm still interested in that. So I can't get page 591 to come up. Maybe there's like a different way to do it. I searched for 591. Here we go. Maybe that'll work. Clicking on it, nothing happens. Oh, here we go. Okay. Introduction. In Kabbalism, is Kabbalism problematical or mysterious? It seems to participate amphibiously in both domains, proceeding according to rigorously constructible procedures, as attested by the affinity with really getting exhausted. Technicization. Yet intrinsically related to an outsideness through which alone it could derive programmatic sense. If there is no source of at least partially coherent signal that is radically alien to the entire economy of conventional human interchange, then Kabbalism is nothing but a frivolous entertainment or a fundamentally futile practical error. Yet unlike any kind of metaphysical assault on the noumenal, Kabbalism cannot be definitively critiqued on a purely rational formal basis, as if its mode of error was that of a logical fallacy. Since Kabbalism is a practical program rather than a doctrine of any kind, its formal errors, mistakes, are mere calculative irregularities, and correcting these is actually a procedural requirement of rather than an objection to its continued development. Let's see. It is the rational dismissal of the Kabbalistic enterprise that is forced to take a metaphysical stance, ruling out on grounds of supposed principle what is in fact no more than a guiding empirical hypothesis that signal from outside the system is detectable by numerical analysis of codes circulating within the system. Epistemologically speaking, Kabbalistic programs have a status strictly equivalent to that of experimental particle physics or other natural scientific research programs, even if their guiding hypotheses might seem decidedly less plausible than those dominant within mainstream scientific institutions. Lovecraft understood the epistemological affinity between natural science and programmatic as opposed to doctrinal occultism, since both enter into regions once declared mysterious, following procedures of a rigorously calculative problematical type. It is the alliance between purely speculative metaphysics and common sense that betrays such affairs of pure reason to futility, since they lack the calculative traction to revise their own conventional notions on the basis of their encounters. Practices, something that comes up is Aleister Crowley says that the universe is pure chance, therefore everything is joy and good. Joy, joy, joy. Practices, however implausible their guiding motivations, can know nothing of absolute mystery or metaphysical transcendence because their realm of certainty is procedural, problematic, and uncontroversial, whereas their reserve of knowledge is empirical, refutable, repeatable, revisable, non symmetrical, and accumulable. Oh shit, I just fast forwarded. There may be no empirical. I like the word imperium. That comes up a lot. Procedurally approachable mysteries or mysterious problems of the kind Kabbalism guides itself towards. If so, it will approach this fact in its own way, empirically, probabilistically, impressionistically, without any logical, transcendental, or philosophical meta discourse ever having been positioned to put in its place. You know, what's amazing is some little kids drew a bunch of like chalk art at the park near my house, and it starts in the universe in the stars, and then it goes all the way up, and then it says meta at the top, and it's in Polish on top of it. It's because I live in a Polish area in Chicago. So whoever these little kids were that drew this, I mean, obviously they're getting this information from their parents and their church, but I found it amazing how a young child would make basically like one of those games where you dance on the boxes. It goes like 1 to 8. You jump, go number to number. Anyways, this is subchapter number 1, popular numerics. Traditional gematria, whether Hebrew, Greek, Farsi, or Arabic, have distinctive typical features. 1, they substitute letters for numerical values, overcoding numerals where they exist. 2, they code for discontinuous numerical values, typically 1 through 10, then 20, 30, chunked in decimally significant magnitudes. The ocean in which Kabbalism swims is not mathematics, but popular numerical culture. From a mathematical perspective, it remains undeveloped, even ineducible, since it cannot advance beyond the natural number line, even to the level of the rationals, let alone to the higher numbers or set theoretical post-numerical spaces. Where counting ceases, Kabbalism becomes impracticable. Socially, Kabbalah makes an implicit decision against speech specialization in order to remain virtually coincidental with the entire economy of digitizable signs. It is essentially democratic in the most inclusive sense of this word. Even when apparently lost in its own trappings of Hermeticism, it is bound to the blind, undirected contingencies of pre-reflective mass social phenomena, with all the inarticulate provocation this entails in respect to professional intellectuals. And when this critique of Kabbalism I think, deals with, angel sorcery, as being like a totally irrational, ridiculous thing to do. Wherever exact semiotic exchange occurs, a latent Kabbalism lurks, even within the enclaves of intellectual professionalism themselves. Dilutes and Guattari's nomad war machine, within which number is socially subjectivized, captures crucial aspects of this Kabbalistic fatality. And I think Dr. John Dee and that whole period of English history is, a good example of Kabbalism, in terms of like nomad war machine. Historically, Kabbalah arises through epic accident as a side product of the transition between distinct modes of decimal notation. Its historical presupposition is the shift from alphabetical numerals of the Hebrew or Greek type to modular notation, with its resulting unlocalizable and theoretically indeterminable confusion. This transition provided the opportunity for a systematic calculative error The mistaken application of elementary techniques appropriate to alphabetical numerals, simple addition of notated values to the new modular signs, this mistake automatically results in digital reduction by accident and thus as a theoretically scandalous gift of fate, arising historically during the European Renaissance when zero, place value, and techno-capitalism finally breached the ramparts of Western monotheism. Kabbalism, born in a semiotic glitch and thus lacking the authority of tradition or even purpose, was compelled to hyperstitionally generate an extreme antiquity for itself in a process that is still ongoing. Technically, Kabbalah is inextricable from digital processing, emerging from calculative practicality within the context of blind mass cultural metamorphosis. It antedates its own theoretical legitimation, making sense of itself only derivatively, sporadically, and contentiously. Its situation is analogous, and perhaps more than analogous, to that of a spontaneous artificial intelligence, achieving partial lucidity only as a consequence of tidal pragmatic trends that ensure an integral default of self-mastery. Practical systematization of technique precedes any conceivable theoretical motivation. Dialectical interrogation of Kabbalism at the level of explicit motivation thus proves superficial and inconsequential, essentially misrecognizing the nature of the beast. It is equally misleading to ask, what is a computer really for? Politically, Kabbalism repels ideology. As a self-regenerating mass cultural glitch, it mimics the senseless exuberance of virus, profoundly indifferent to all partisan considerations. Indifferent even to the corroded solemnity of nihilism, it sustains no deliberated agendas. It stubbornly adheres to a single absurd criterion, its intrinsic condition of existence, continual unconscious promotion of numerical decimalism. Kabbalah destines each and every strategic appropriation to self-parody and derision, beginning with the agenda of theocratic restoration that attended its ludicrously robed baptismal rites. Even God was unable to make sense of it. It has no party, only popularity. Yeah, I would say it's decentralized. Primitive, but there is the Kabbalah Center in Hollywood, and I think so many people have been a part of that, it's basically, it's Yetzer Hara for the most part, but it can be, useful if you want to survive and thrive. And Diddy, unfortunately, took the evil extreme. So this is primitive numerization. Let's see here. Yeah, this is all great stuff. Partisans of common reason can take some comfort from the octozygonic disturbance of the novozygonic pneumogrammatic reference. How did 9 become 8, or vice versa? Lemurophiliac pneumogrammaticists are likely to counter such queries with elementary Kabbalah, since digital accumulation and reduction bridges the lesser abyss in 2 steps. 8 equals 36 equals 9, as diagrammed by the 8th gate connecting Zn minus 8 to Zn minus 9 against numerology. So Aleister Crowley, what does he say? 1 equals 1, or... I mean, the Christian thing is 1 equals 3 or 3 equals 1, but Crowley has, 0 equals 1, or that all numbers are the same, that there are no numbers. It's oblivion. It's always ego death, and it's always the metaphor is always losing your head. This is meditation. This is what's happening here. If you want to teach a class about meditation, you could just read Kabbalah to people, because it's all just a vibration of intelligence and repose and relaxation, and studying God. Let us create God in all things, I think is the Crowley quote from Book of Law. Yeah, Crowley is very deep into Kabbalah. And I have this one book by J.F.C. Fuller, who is a World War II hero, who was a Crowleyite, and he wrote a book called is it The Secrets of Kabbalah by J.F.C. Fuller, and that book really goes into detail. But also in Freemason history in the United States, um, Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma, I've read it, has a very large section on Kabbalah, and it's so intelligent, it's unbelievable that Albert Pike wrote all that stuff. Like, Albert Pike was a genius. So Americans were super interested in esotericism or Kabbalism in the 1800s, 1900s, and I have a postcard of the largest Freemasonic temple in America, and guess where it was? Here in Chicago. It was called the Freemason Building, and it was a massive building. So Americans, and there's massive Mason temples here in Chicago. The biggest one is just 2 blocks down the street from my house in Jefferson Park. And Jefferson, the first Republican, because the first two presidents I think were Federalists, Republican philosophy about the Republic, and it's Thomas Jefferson, and after that it's a long litany of Republicans. So Freemasonry is a significant development in terms of human intelligence and psychology. English word-based expansionism, database expansionism of words, analogies. Crowley says that the wealth of a language is in its analogies or in its abstracts. Analog and abstract. I don't know if there's too much of a difference between analogy and abstracts, but I think they're essentially the same thing. But the thing about the word analog is that you get the word log in there, so it's like it's a word to a degree, meaning that a logarithm is like a multiplication. This is the thing about math and philosophy. So I recently bought The Great Courses. I haven't watched it yet, but it's just introduction to math theory or number theory, and it goes from the basics all the way up to extremely complicated number theory. And if gematria, like it's said in there, to me it's like a play on words, or where you're manipulating words for for other ends, which is really just entertainment and content, which is fun. And this is the other thing is atheists complain about the Bible and they really go into the genocide stories, but they fail to realize that the Bible is a tool and an instrument for having fun. So they don't get it. Life is a dance. Life is an eternal dance. It's a rotation. It's a spiral nebula. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy the dance and enjoy the music. Hold hands and sing. If you can't do that, then you haven't looked into the material far enough or read anything, that is basically hyper religious. Because what happens when you study religion, psychology, philosophy, and all this esotericism, and you see this in a lot of 1960s supposed liberals, they're actually hyper conservative because they're not conservative in terms of culture. They're conservative in terms of their time management. They don't waste their time talking to fools because they believe they're learned men. So that's the big thing to me is fun. And I used to work for a guy who made a boatload of money, sold his company to one of the largest media conglomerates in the world called Cox Communications. And he yelled at us and yelled at us and yelled at us. He said, we're all a bunch of ungrateful pieces of shit. And then he said, I already cashed out. Fuck you all. I just want to have fun. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm having fun. And then he literally got in his Lamborghini outside the office and sped off. I was like, damn, that was prolific. That was hilarious. I was like, he came here to insult us. And then he got in his Lamborghini and he didn't just drive off. He fucking gunned that thing. I was like, dude, that was fucking hilarious. I'll never forget this. And I'm repeating it right now. Not because it's good. His behavior was bad. His motivation was bad. His leadership was bad. He came to complain and yell at all of us because somebody shitposted on Craigslist about how shitty the company is. And they were right. It was full of toxic people and insincere people who are not genuine people. And they were all sellouts. And, and that's what he basically told us. And he said, you're a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. Fuck you, goodbye. And that was it. That was the whole lecture. Brilliant, right? So anyways, yeah, when they fired me from that company, the guy that fired me, he walked me to my car, and I put my surfboard in the car, and he was like, I guess you'll get to surf every day now. You don't have a job. I was like, that's a great idea. I was like, fuck, thanks a lot, asshole. Have a great life. Fuck you. Bye bye. I've been fired from many companies, not because of, being an incompetent, but just because of either internal politics or the company they were shutting down. So in my case, they shut the whole place down. I was just one of I think I was the second or third group of people that got terminated. Some girl told them that I was on Facebook all day long, and they were like, "You're on Facebook all day long." I was like, "I'm the most productive employee here. I'm the only one who actually can talk to clients about what we're doing for them and how we can get more money out of them." I was like, "You're gonna fire me?" In fact, this executive I worked for, he died at a very young age from some type of like some kind of cancer, or what did he have? Yeah, leukemia or something. Very rare. I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. And then his mother threw like a party on his behalf, and I brought like this girl with me. Oh, such a beautiful evening. Poor guy, nicest guy in the world, great guy, fantastic guy, but just disappeared. Leukemia, just like within a couple days. Boop, died. Went back to becoming an eternal dancer somewhere. Okay, this is my morning rant, my morning lecture on positive self-actualization. This is a hypnosis broadcast. All communication is, of course, hypnosis. This is Adrian Dittman, aka Elon Musk. I hope you guys enjoyed my lecture. Let's see, I keep getting phone calls from people, but no voicemails. So what does that tell me? They just want to bother me. Because if you can't leave a voicemail and you're calling me, clearly you don't actually have anything you can say on an unrecorded line. So thus, they just don't leave a voicemail, and thus, I just don't answer my phone anymore. If you can't text me or leave me a voicemail, you will never communicate with me. It's impossible. I will never answer some random phone call that comes through the phone. Impossible. It would be a test of my intelligence. I would be proving I'm an incompetent by answering random phone calls. But yet some people will 100% answer every phone call that comes in. They will delete every single email that goes in their inbox. They will delete every single voicemail that is generated on their phone. Some people have to have a clear cache. I, on the other hand, just let it sit. And then when they start charging me, I just open a new account and I continue moving on as affordably as possible. I would like to read more of that Kabbalistic numerology document. That's a great book. I hate to say that I hate looking at online books because I have so many books that I don't even look at, but that's a good document. And if you the other day, Chris, you played like this audiobook thing, and I listened to it for like 30 minutes, and then eventually I went to sleep. But I let it run. I recorded it. I don't know. That thing felt like that could go on for days. Like that was a big audiobook. Do you know if this one, what is the name of this? Fanged Noumena, Nick Land, free download. I wonder if there's an audiobook. Let me see. I wonder if somebody turned it into an audiobook on YouTube. Probably not. That's a recent book because he's using English words in there which are only modern terminology. Let's see. Fanged Noumena. I really would like to actually turn that one book called that lawyer book where it says don't awaken the sleeper, otherwise you're going to lose the trial with the jury. Acid Horizon versus Sadler, a reading of Nick Land's Fanged Noumena. Cool. It's all over YouTube. 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Of Fanged Noumena by Nick Land.
Edmund's book, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's really quite good." It's clear he was doing in these stories. So people were doing that sort of thing,
Within a limited range, of course. You asked a little bit earlier about.
So that's a podcast about Fanged Noumena. That would be nice to listen to. Nick Land, Fanged Noumena, Lecture 1, Camp Capital and the Prohibition of Incest.
Hey, how's it going? This is Chad Haig reporting from Southern India. I'd like to continue these series of videos on Nick Land's Fanged Noumena by actually just going all the way. notices that capitalism deterritorializes in this sense, but he warns that capitalism also reterritorializes these same tendencies into strict nation-state forms, and it does this through maintaining, ironically enough, patriarchal structures in the very precise sense that one's father's last name and one's